Good evening and welcome to Warren East High School. We are underway a few minutes early, which is just fine because baseball in progress. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We're at the gorgeous baseball diamond of the Raiders of Warren East. 2 outs in the top of the first as they're hosting Warren County Public Schools rival South Warren. We'll fill in on these two teams here as the evening goes along. But right now, South Warren has a runner on first, Dalton Sisson, with 2 outs. And on the mound tonight, Tanner Goad for Warren East. Excuse me, as I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, kind of battling a scratchy throat and in these cooler conditions. It is sunny, but that great shot that Steve Sanders has there, don't let it fool you. It's windy out there, and it's cool temperatures. And as the sun goes down, anyone that has been out to Warren East, the temperature feels about 10 or 15 degrees cooler. Great place. Love these people out here, Raiders Nation, Lady Raiders Nations, but it's a fact. It just feels cooler out here. Steal attempt, and Dalton Sisson is safe into second. The two head coaches of these teams, Chris Gage, he's been the Spartans head coach for a while. Quality coach, just like the Warren East head coach, Wes Sanford, who's been the Raiders leader for several years as well. We were here on Monday night, Warren East defeating Franklin Simpson. The highlight of that game for the Raiders, Trey Price hit a home run over the center field fence. There's no doubt about it. Batting right now for South Warren is Eli Capps. As you can tell, he's a right-handed hitter, and he gets in tight on that plate as Sisson's at second with a 2-2 count, 2 outs, just underway here on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, brought to you by Prep Spin. And that's a liner, and that's a base hit. It'll be interesting. They're going to send Sisson around. Nope. Coach Gage halts him at third base. And we have runners at first and third. Tucker Bishop usually wears number 15, but he's wearing 44 tonight. And you hear in the backdrop on the PA, Chris Edwards is manning that job tonight. And just like Andy Wagner, he's got a smooth voice there and does a nice job. And as Chris just mentioned, Thomas Lambert is the courtesy runner at first base. Dalton Sisson at third with 2 outs. And Tucker Bishop at the plate. He's another right-handed hitter. He gets up there tight on the plate, and that's a ground ball to short. Brendan Bratcher fields it, throws to first, and he gets him. Nice play. And that'll do it for the top of the first inning. We'll keep it right here since we joined you late. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders. We'll get you up to speed on these two teams. Since we last saw Warren East, they defeated Bowling Green. And the Raiders, I'll double check here. I think they come in with a season record of 2-2. They lost their first 3-2 now. They lost their first 2 games of the season to St. Xavier. No shame in that. St. Xavier, the defending state champions. But Wes Sanford was the first to say that we could have played a lot better in that game. And when I was leaving the ballpark Monday night, I congratulated him on the win over Franklin Simpson. And Coach Sanford said, appreciate it, but we obviously could have played a lot better. As Chris just mentioned, Jackson Joyner is the pitcher tonight for the Spartans. Wears number 13, so he doesn't care about superstitions. He's a senior. As we learned on Monday night, again, I love learning things. That center field, that outfield fence is beautiful, and it was built and designed by Coach Sanford. It's one of his hobbies, and he did a great job on it. As we mentioned before, this field is more personal to Wes than just the outfield fence. His lovely wife, Rochelle. Wes and Rochelle were married on this field. Rochelle's in charge of the Warren East cheerleaders, and anyone that crosses paths with Rochelle knows that she's a very outgoing, big Raiders and Lady Raiders fan, and certainly supports her husband's baseball program. She's always a wonderful person to run into and have a conversation with. So we're about ready to start here at the bottom of the first inning. Again, we didn't go to break there. You'll hear from our sponsors later on, as we'll let Chris make the announcement of the leadoff hitter. As Chris mentioned, Braylon Lee is leading the game off for the Raiders. He wears number 1. He's a senior. And a lot of these Raiders baseball players were either on the basketball team that captured the 15th region title and advanced to the 15th district title, I should say, and advanced to the semifinals of the 4th region tournament, or they were on the football team that went through an undefeated season and advanced to the region finals, or in some cases, both. Braylon Lee has an 0-2 count on him. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. South Warren got a runner to third but couldn't get him home. As Jackson Joyner has a 1-2 count on Braylon Lee. On deck for the Raiders is Colton Edwards. Good pitch there by Joyner, and he gets the strikeout. Colton Edwards is a left-handed hitter. He's another Raiders senior. And you know I'm going to say really nice things about him when someone has a vested interest in him sitting about 6 feet away from me. But, no, in all seriousness, Colton Edwards, he's a key player on this team, has a lot of respect from his teammates and the coaching staff. As that one's bounced foul. Plays second base for the Raiders. This is a Warren East baseball team coming off a very good 2022 season, winning the 14th district as Edwards takes a strike, and it's 1-2, and Jackson Joyner's off to a good start in this game on the mound for the Spartans. That's a line drive that is off the glove of Ethan Reynolds. And again, that had a lot of, that was slicing away from Reynolds. I'm not the official scorer, but I'm going to give Colton Edwards a single. Ethan Reynolds will be the first to say he should have caught it, but that was slicing away from him. And up to bat now for Warren East is Chase Carver. As Colton Edwards is on first base with 1 out. Ethan Reynolds at third. Of course, we saw his mom, the head coach of South Warren softball, last night defeat Davis County in a very good game, 3-2. Ethan's also a tight end on the Spartans football team. Trey Price is on deck for the Raiders. He's another player I'm going to say very, very, very good things about. But he's earned it. Good cut there by Carver, but he's not able to connect, and it's now 1-2. Eli Capps is the South Warren catcher. That's a ground ball to Reynolds. He's up with it, throws to second, gets the force out over to first. And Dalton Sissons is not able to come up with it. It bounced. Of course, as I mentioned, Trey Price, he's the center fielder for the Raiders. He's a junior. Excuse me, Monday night, he cranked a home run over the center field fence. Price was a terrific wide receiver for the football team this past fall. As we mentioned, a season in which the Raiders went 10-0 in the regular season, finished the overall season 12-1. Joyner's pitch is a little bit low. want to pay our respects and say thank you to our umpires tonight. You see both of them in Steve's shot right there, one behind home plate and the other in the infield, just off to the side, behind and off to the side of Jackson Joyner, as they're going to call that a pass ball, and down to second base goes Carver. So the Raiders have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. I want to thank our sponsors, Med Center Health, UK Healthcare, and Mingy Beef Jerky. You'll be hearing from Mingy Beef Jerky and UK Healthcare here in just a moment. That pitch, a little bit inside, and it's 3-0 now on Price. Joyner has an open base if he decides to put Price on board. But that was a called strike, and, well, alertly taking third base is Chase Carver. They were throwing the ball back to the pitcher, and Carver just went on, ran into third base, and it was uncontested. Price, that one's lifted in foul territory, goes out of play. One thing about this park, there's a generous amount of foul territory down the right field and left field line. The dimensions, 315 to the corners and 365 to dead center field. It's 3-2 on Trey Price, 2 outs. Chase Carver at third base, scoreless game. Check swing goes foul. Joyner will try it again. And Price fouls it out. Price doing a good job battling and fighting off pitches by Joyner. We'll take a night off tomorrow. We'll be back Thursday. We'll go back to South Warren for a softball matchup between the Lady Spartans and Russellville. That will start at 5:30. And that pitch is high and inside, and Price, good at bat, goes to first base with the walk, and Maddox Torrance. He was one of the leading tacklers on the football team, and it was great to run into his wonderful father, Michael, before the game. Michael works in the automotive business. He's a hard worker. Also coached a lot of the Warren East football players in youth football. Great guy. Maddox, like Colton Edwards, I believe they called a balk. So Warren East is on the board. Trey Price to second. Chase Carver scores, and that's our first run of the game, 1-0. Umpire called it right away. There was no hesitation. So Price is at second. He's in scoring position, and it's a 1-0 count to Torrance. He gets a good rip at it, but he fouls it back. As you see in the backdrop there, the wind is definitely a factor tonight. The American flag whipping around there pretty good. So any kind of a pop-up, it's not going to be a given that it's going to be caught. Torrance with a good rip, but he misses, and he's in the hole 1-2. That's grounded to third. Ethan Reynolds comes up with it. The throw to first, out. And that'll do it for the first inning. But Warren East gets a run. And after one, the Raiders lead the Spartans of South Warren 1-0. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We will be right back.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom! What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. Top of the second, just underway. First pitch was a foul ball. Warren East has a 1-0 lead. They scored their run on a balk. Chase Carver coming in to score. Keegan Milby is at the plate for the Spartans. I want to thank the great hospitality is always extended by Warren East High School, by Principal Jonathan Vinson and Athletic Director Brandon Combs. Brandon Combs checked in and asked if there was anything we needed about a half hour before the game, and Steve Sanders, being the very intelligent fellow that he is, said, sure, we could use a deep dish pizza with pepperoni on it. And Steve's still waiting on that pizza. That's a fly ball to right field. And it's caught. Again, the wind is not going to make any fly ball or pop-up a gimme. So 1 out. Yep. Krogan. Yeah, Ty Krogan is the batter, and I'll confirm that for Chris. His father is a school resource officer in the school district and a wonderful man. Works a lot of the South Warren basketball games. Ty was on the South Warren basketball team that won more than 20 games for first-year head coach Carlos Corrals, Coach Q. And Chris Edwards, the PA announcer, doing nice work here, is going through what a lot of us are when you see a visiting team, and the name pronunciations are tricky. They're a slippery slope. And to Chris's credit, he wants to make sure he pronounces those names right. Ty Krogan, he wears number 8. He's a sophomore, bats left-handed. He has a 1-1 count facing another lefty on the mound, Tanner Goad. That's 1-2. As you can tell, you really can't tell, the press box windows are closed, and I think everybody in the press box thinks that's the right call. So we are comfortable in here. That one's high, and it's 2-2. You don't see them in the shot, but a lot of the fans, they're bundled up. They're layered up. They have blankets and coats and gloves. I believe it's supposed to get down in the high 20s tonight. Yep. So here we go. 2-2 count, 1 out. And Krogan lifts one over to foul territory. It bounces just out of the range of Micah Ford. Might ask for some help on is Wyatt Nesbitt catching for Warren East tonight? Okay, thank you. There you go. Good pitch by Tanner Goad. Wyatt Nesbitt wears 19. There's 2 outs. And the batter for the Spartans now, the senior, Andrew Milam. Wears number 3. You're watching and listening to the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll run down the options you can check us out on. First option, of course, is PrepSpin. Go.prepspin.com or prepspin.com. Every one of our games is free. They're also archived. You can go back and watch them. It's 1-1. Now 1-2 to Andrew Milam. That one's low and inside. One thing I like about Tanner Goad, he doesn't waste a lot of time between pitches. He gets it, throws it, gets the signal, throws it. And you know his infielders and outfielders like that. That keeps them sharp. Milam asked for time. I think some wind might have thrown some dirt in his eyes for a moment. He's okay. He's ready to get back in there. That's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit by Andrew Milam. Just out of the reach of Braylon Lee. So Chris Cardwell comes to the plate for the Spartans. He's another right-handed hitter for South Warren. That was a strike. That's a ground ball to short. Brandon Bratcher up with it, the force, and that's going to do it for the top of the second inning. No score or no runs for South Warren in the top of the second. After an inning and a half, Warren East leads 1-0. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. We had a ground out to start the inning and then a scary moment, but fortunately turned out okay. Micah Ford is headed to first base after being hit in the helmet by a pitch, totally inadvertent by Jackson Joyner. And Ford, though, it hit the part of the helmet that offers good protection, so he's on first base. And that's great to see. So, Caden Merle now at the plate for Warren East. Of course, he was a starting guard on that basketball team that won the 15th district championship and advanced to the semifinals of the 4th region tournament. As we mentioned, last year, Warren East Baseball won the 14th district tournament. There's no way that's going to happen this year, but there's kind of a tricky clause in that statement. That's because Warren East is now in the 15th district. So the only way that they would see South Warren in the postseason is if they faced them in the 4th region tournament, which, of course, is held at WKU's baseball field. Merle, who Steve Sanders would agree, one of those really gritty glue players for that Raiders basketball team, did a lot of things well for head coach Kyle Benge. Could score, could play defense, could handle the ball, good rebounding guard. Nice young man, too. Where's number 2? As Micah Ford has a lead on first base with 1 out. Raiders have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second. And there goes Ford, and the throw is a good one, but it's just off. Ford slides in. He's got a stolen base, so he's at second base. Real quick, our other options for live streaming. Prep Spin has a Facebook and Twitter page. You can go there to check us out. You can also go to Roku or Fire Stick TV. Look for Prep Spin there. Chris Gage is going to come out to have a word with the umpire on the call. He got an explanation, and he goes back to the dugout. Now we're going to have a little conference on the mound. Other options to watch our live stream, our school district's website, warrencountyschools.org. Or you can go to WBKO.com, go to the sports page there, and click on the Prep Spin link. Again, it's all free. So here we are, 1-2 count on Caden Merle. Micah Ford at second. That pitch is outside. On deck for Warren East is Brendan Bratcher. He's starting at shortstop tonight for Coach Sanford. That one's fouled out of play. One person that we have not seen for Warren East tonight, who we saw a lot of Monday night, is the Raiders' fine pitching coach, Eugene Flippin. That's because Warren East used 5 pitchers in that win over Franklin Simpson. And that one gets by the catcher, and down to third goes Ford. I mentioned Monday night, Coach Flippin, I don't know if he wears a Fitbit watch, but if he does, that thing puts some miles on it. He was going back and forth, back and forth. So the Raiders have a chance to add to their lead. They have a runner at third with just 1 out and a 3-2 count on Caden Merle. He fouls it back. There's a line drive. Wow, what an effort by the shortstop, but it's off his glove, and Ford comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Warren East. Boy, Griffin Rardon, the Spartan shortstop, did all he could there. Made a leaping attempt. It was off the top of his glove, hit the ground. Obviously, that's a base hit. And Merle is on first base with an RBI single. The home team Raiders lead 2-0. Brendan Bratcher, who is a key contributor on that Raiders basketball team as well. He can shoot the basketball, has nice three-point range. And again, starting at shortstop tonight. Double check that he is starting at short, isn't he? Yeah, it was yeah. That one's a strike. On deck for the Raiders is Braylon Lee. So the Raiders are off to the start that they want. They have a chance to add more in this inning. They're up 2-0. Caden Merle is on first base. Here comes another pitch. This one's 1-2. It's high, and it's now 2-2. That one's popped up. It's playable. Dalton Sisson in foul territory gets it, and that's 2 outs. And, of course, Caden Merle has to stay at first base. Warren East started the season. They lost to St. Xavier's 7-1 and 10-0. Again, no shame in that. St. Xavier's are defending state champs. But then the game we brought you, Warren East won 9-4. After that, they defeated Bowling Green 5-3. And last night they won at Logan County by a final of 12-9. And some of the Warren East people said that was that game was definitely entertaining. Stolen base attempt, and Merle is safe, and he's in scoring position with 2 outs. So Braylon Lee, that was a strike that he took to give Merle a chance to steal the base. That one's high and inside. I want to thank Prep Spin CEO and co-owner William Warfield. William getting ready to live stream the NBA Draft Combine after a spectacular couple of weeks. That one might drop. Nope, it's curved. No, it's deep. It's going to go to the fence. That's going to make it 3-0 as Braylon Lee goes into second with a stand-up double. It was just me, or that ball carried further than I thought it would. And it went to the fence, and no doubt about it.
Now batting for the Raiders, your second baseman, number 17, Colton Edwards.
Yep. Colton Edwards, his second plate appearance tonight, as Braylon Lee is on second. And obviously, Warren East has a chance to add another run here. Three-0 Raiders in the bottom of the second inning. They scored 1 in the first on a balk. Chase Carver coming home on that. This one is to short, playable, and he's off the bag, but a good tag there by Dalton Sisson, and that's how the bottom of the second ends, but a good inning for the Raiders. They score twice. After 2, Warren East leads South Warren 3-0. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. We're just underway here in the top of the third. As we mentioned, Warren East leading right now 3-0 in the top of the third. They come in tonight with a season record of 3-2. South Warren enters tonight's contest with a record of 6-1. They started the season with wins over Butler County, Christian County, and Logan County. Then they faced Logan County for a second time, and they lost to the Cougars. They came back with wins over Glasgow, Franklin Simpson, and last night they defeated Barron County. Right now it's a 1-2 count on Griffin Rardin as Tanner Goad is in his third inning of work. He's allowed 3 hits, but he's gotten the outs when he's needed to, and thus he's working with a 3-0 lead, and right now is pitching a shutout. That one is a hit batsman. Obviously, he didn't want to do that on a 1-2 count, and Rardin goes to first base. Dalton Sisson is now at the bat at plate for the Spartans. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. That's a good pitch there, strike. Also, and I'll double check with Tarsha Martin on this again. Want to thank a wonderful lady here Monday night, Diana Alexander, if I remember the name. She was a godsend helping us out with Wi-Fi. And did I get that name right, Tarsha? Okay. I want to say thanks to her again. Had a pickoff play to first base. It was close, but he was called safe. Right now it's a 2-1 count. Seniors. That pitch is lifted out, a play to the right. I was talking about South Warren head coach Chris Gage earlier. Personality-wise, him and Wes Sanford are definitely not alike. They're different personalities, but they're both very likable guys. You meet Chris Gage, he kind of comes across as quiet, low-key. When you get to know him, he's got a great sense of humor, really good sense of humor. And both of them are outstanding educators. There's a ground ball fielded by Goad, and they've got to play at home. The tag comes in, and we've got a shoving match going on here. This is not good. This is not good. Yep, Now there's more extracurricular activity, and Wes Sanford gets in the middle of it, and one of the South Warren assistant coaches tells his player to go back in. The catcher for Warren East, Wyatt Nesbitt, did not appreciate that the South Warren player didn't try to slide. But then Jackson Decker shoved Wyatt Nesbitt back. But what escalated is one of the South Warren players came out of the dugout to confront another Warren East player. And again, got to give a lot of credit there to Wes Sanford and the first base coach for South Warren. They diffused that in a hurry. Wes Sanford told his guys to get back. And that first base coach, and I'll get his name, he told his players to go back. That could have gotten a lot uglier. And so nice job by coaches on both teams to get everybody back there. Tanner Goad did a nice job fielding the ball. It was not an automatic tag. I mean, it was not a force play because there wasn't a runner on first base. So Wyatt Nesbitt had to tag out Jackson Decker. And we'll see what the umpires are going to decide here. Yep. We'll give you a quick break here while they're talking about it. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I find proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. We're still trying to sort out if there are any ejections. I don't have any confirmation, but it looks like Warren East is going to have a different catcher. If so, Wyatt Nesbitt was ejected from the game. South Warren has a different runner on first base. That's Thomas Lambert. And the new catcher for, I might ask Chris to help me out. I can't see the number on. Okay, thank you very much. Caven Hinton, did I say the name right? Caven Hinton. Well, what happened there was Tanner Goad fielded a comebacker, threw home, and the catcher, Wyatt Nesbitt, you couldn't just tag home plate because first base was unoccupied. He had to tag the base runner, Jackson Decker. For reasons I don't know, Decker did not slide, and Nesbitt had to tag him out. Decker took objection to how Nesbitt tagged him, and it just escalated from there. Now, I don't know if anyone on South Warren has been ejected. I don't know that. They're still, obviously there must have, because Coach Decker is having to change his lineup. And we'll try to figure that out. Unfortunate it happened. Again, want to be the positive side of this is it could have been a lot worse. And I'll find out the name. The two coaches did a great job getting in there and settling things down. Wes Sanford, the head coach for Warren East, and the first base coach for South Warren. He might be the tallest and biggest guy out there. The first base coach for South Warren told the Spartans players to get back in the dugout and get away from it. And Warren East head coach Wes Sanford, whatever was going on when Coach Sanford and Coach Gage were meeting with the umpires, neither one of them seemed to object too much. So we had some ejection, or ejections, and Tanner Bishop is at the plate for South Warren. We have 2 outs. It's still 3-0, and the Spartans have runners on first and third. Be interesting how Goad responds to this, because obviously he had an interruption in his pitching, which he didn't expect. Yeah. Throw over to first, and he got him. What a pickoff throw by Tanner Goad. Braylon Lee makes the tag, and that's how the top of the third ends. So the top of the third ends very well for the Raiders. They get out of it with no runs. After 2.5 innings, Warren East leads South Warren 3-0. You're watching Raiders and Spartans baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
Catcher's still the same.
This is a Mingy moment.
Yep.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Yeah, and he's starting to make this.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. A lot of credit to the Raiders for getting out of that jam in the top of the third with no runs. Warren East has a 3-0 lead. And first two pitches are balls. Joiners, that's Jackson Joyner. Ethan Reynolds throws it over to first for the out, and that's how the bottom of the third starts.
Now batting for the Raiders, your center fielder, number 10, Trayton Price.
I'll tell you something. I've crossed paths with a couple of times with the catcher for Warren East, Wyatt Nesbitt. He's a senior. He's a wonderful young man. Feel bad that he's not going to be able to finish the game. Forgive me here, I'm exchanging text messages with Athletic Director Brandon Combs as Trey Price is at the plate with a 1-2 count. And the count's now 2-2. And it's low and outside, and Trey Price has worked the count to a full count. It's a ground ball up the middle. Base hit for Trey Price. Good at bat for Price. In fact, he's had 2 good at bats.
Now batting for the Raiders, your right fielder, number 21, Max Torrance.
The other thing about Trey Price for Monday night, he had 2 RBIs in the game. One of them was a solo home run, that long home run over the center field fence. His other RBI was a foul out. just over by the first base dugout, so he got the same amount of RBIs for a ball he hit well over 365 feet, and the other one he hit about 50 feet. But it counted for just the same. And Price is there on first base with a one-out single. That foul ball is out of play. All right, bottom of the third inning. Warren East leading 3-0. Price on first, one out, and 0-1 count. And that throw gets away, pickoff throw. Price goes over to second. He's going to go for 3, and he's going to make it easily. Slides in there, and Trey Price on the two-base throwing error is into third base. And now Maddox Torrance has a golden RBI opportunity. And one thing about Maddox Torrance, he will have a solid at bat here. He's a talented player. He's a smart player. Fouls that off. He's in the hole. 3-0 Raiders trying to add more. Trey Price is on third, one out. Torrance fouls that one back, still 0-2. Outside. Nice job by Torrance laying off that one. Jackson Joyner still on the mound for South Warren. Might ask Chris Edwards who the South Warren shortstop is now. They don't have his number listed on the roster sheet. That's why I was wondering. It's 19 or 18? 18. Page. Okay. Camden Page. He's an 8th grader. Yep. Thank you, Chris. He's listed on the roster. It doesn't have a number. And here's a visit by the South Warren pitching coach as Maddox Torrance has a 2-2 count. Trey Price on third. Maddox Torrance with a 2-2 count. One out. Raiders with a 3-0 lead. Warren East and South Warren will face each other again. I'll double check the schedule. It's coming up here pretty soon. Okay. And that one is a ball, and it's a full count. And there's Maddox Torrance. That's a good at bat. That's why he's a good ball player. He was in the hole there, fouled off some pitches, and now he's on first base. And Caven Hinton is now at the plate. He came on in place of Nesbitt. Caven spells his first name K-A-V-I-E-N, but pronounced Caven. He's a sophomore. There was a bit of a delay. He had to get his catcher's gear off. Be interesting what they decide to do here with Maddox Torrance. He's not the fastest runner on Warren East, but he's a good base runner, and he's running right away. They try the bunt attempt. By no means is Maddox Torrance slow. He's going to have to go back to first base. Someone will tell him that's a foul ball. Again, Torrance, terrific linebacker on the Warren East football team. Caven Hinton wears number 7. As you can tell, he's a right-handed hitter. He fouls that one off. He's in the hole 0-2. So Jackson Joyner, that one is high and inside. He's in his 3rd inning of work, but he's found himself in a jam here. Throw to first, and Torrance is back easily. Swing and a miss. Throw over to third. Price is back. Torrance steals second. So that's the first out. As Micah Ford comes to the plate, courtesy of the announcement by Chris Edwards. So Torrance advances to second. Trey Price is at third. And Micah Ford has a golden RBI opportunity. Three 0. Warren East leading South Warren. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. That one's high, and it's 1-1. They started to throw down to second, but the second baseman jumped in, Andrew Milam. I think they were trying to catch Trey Price off base, and Trey didn't have any part of it. He's a smart base runner. Yep. Okay, that one outside, and it's 2-1. It's been an entertaining ball game, but it has not been fast moving. We're over an hour long, and we're still in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And I can't see it from my vantage point, but I believe that the Spartans have someone warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss there by Micah. It's 3-2. Price and Torrance have to watch themselves on the base pass because first base is open, as Ford does a good job fouling that off, so they can't just be running with the pitch. On the other hand, if Ford is able to get this through the infield, both Price and Torrance will score easily. That one's popped up. It's going to go out of play, and Ford doing a good job battling Joyner here. The South Warren catcher is Eli Capps. That one is outside. A good at bat by Micah Ford, and the bases are loaded for Caden Merle.
Now batting for your Raiders, your left fielder, number 2, Caden Merle.
And 2 outs here, bases loaded, and I believe South Warren might be making a pitching change. It's their second trip to the mound, and they are doing that. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Exactly.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. We're in the midst of a pitching change, and completing his warm-up tosses is Mikey Corradini. He's a sophomore. He's a left-hander. And he'll be facing Caden Merle, who's a right-hander. The Raiders have a real chance here to bust this game open. They're up 3-0. Trey Price is on third. Maddox Torrance is on second, and Micah Ford's on first. And Merle will step in to face Corradini. And that one's a little bit inside. Steve Sanders doing a great job running the camera tonight. That's a strike, 1-1. That one's low. It's 2-1. Tough situation for Corradini to come into. He's got no room for error here with the bases loaded. Merle, that's high, a little bit outside. It's 3-1. And Merle is one pitch away from earning a walk and driving in a run. That is on the corner. It's a full count. So everyone will be running here. Merle grounds one to short. Shortstop comes up with it. Nice play, and Merle is out. So a good job by Camden Page, the 8th grader, fielding that and throwing to first for the out. And it could have been worse for the Spartans there. After 3 innings, Warren East leads South Warren 3-0. You're watching Raiders and Spartans baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Okay, we're underway in the top top of the fourth inning. You missed one pitch. It was a strike by Tanner Goad to Tanner Bishop. As you can tell now, the ballpark lights are in full effect. Another good pitch by Goad. He got himself out of a jam in both the first inning and the third inning. And he has a shutout. That's the most important thing. Again, Goad, he works quickly, and I'm impressed with that. Miles Schroeder is here from the Sporting Times shooting highlights. Miles, an alum of WKU. Wonderful young man. Ground ball, Brendan Bratcher. Uh-oh. Yep, he tried to come up and throw it before it landed in his glove, and because of that, Tanner Bishop's on base. And I'll give any fielder the benefit of the doubt, but you got to rule that one an error. And Keegan Milby is the batter for South Warren, and their leadoff hitter on board. Brendan Bratcher, he's a talented sophomore, but young players go through growing pains. As Milby takes a strike. Merle is in left field for Warren East. Caden Merle, Trey Price in center. Pickoff play, and it gets away from Braylon Lee, and there goes Tanner Bishop to second. Again, there's a lot of foul territory, so Bishop is going to make it into third base on the throwing error. You throw one away on the first base side, more than likely the batter's going to go to third. You throw one away on the third base side, the runner's going to score easily because this might be the high school ballpark where there's more foul ground than anywhere. There's a lot of room. So the Spartans are 90 feet away from scoring their first run of the game, and there's nobody out. Milby with a golden opportunity to get an RBI. He fouls that one back, and he's in the hole 0-2. Good pitch there by Tanner Goad, and that's a strikeout. High fastball. And those high fastballs, they're hard to lay off of for players of any age. And it's one out, and Bishop is still at third base. Tanner Bishop and Ty Krogan. His dad is had a chance to talk with him several times. He was a school resource officer over at South Warren High School for many of their basketball games. Great guy. Very proud of his son. Ty was a reserve on the Spartans boys basketball team. Whereas number 8, left-handed hitter. He's got a 1-0 count. He's trying to drive home South Warren's first run of the game. The Spartans trail 3-0 to the Raiders. And that's a bouncer, and that's probably going to get the runner home. Throw over to first. Nice play there by Colton Edwards, taking the sure out. And the ground out gets Bishop home. It's 3-1. Of course, you'll gladly take the out in exchange for the run. Good baseball there by Colton Edwards. Didn't get greedy and threw it home. Knew there wasn't going to be much of a play. Threw it over to first. Got the out. Bases are empty. 2 outs. Nice job, Colton Edwards. That one's low and inside to Andrew Milam. Another pitch from Goad. So that's manufacturing a run for South Warren. Bishop was on first, got to third on the throwing error, scored on the ground out. There's a strike. It's 2-1. We're in the top of the fourth. Warren East is now leading 3-1. Boy, this ballpark looks nice when the lights are on. It's at night. It's now 3-1. Again, want to thank, I always enjoy coming out to Raiders Nation and Lady Raiders Nation. Jonathan Vincent, the principal, used to be the athletic director. That's a walk to Andrew Milam. Look over there, and I think Warren East might be starting to warm up. Wanted to pause there so Chris Edwards could announce the batter. Looks like Warren East is going to start to get some bullpen activity. Chris Cardwell now at the plate for South Warren. As I mentioned, the principal at Warren East, Jonathan Vincent, used to be the athletic director. And the gentleman who succeeded him as AD, Brandon Combs, used to be the boys' basketball coach. And we're going to have a pause here as pitching coach Eugene Flippin's going to come out to talk to Tanner Goad. Wes Sanford's coming over, and the Raiders might make a pitching change. We'll take a timeout. We'll update you on where things stand. You're watching Warren East and South Warren baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
We're back at Warren East High School. Tanner Goad still in the game, and Warren East almost had Andrew Milam picked off at first base. The batter for South Warren still Chris Cardwell, and the count's 1-1. Warren East is leading South Warren 3-1 in the top of the fourth. The Spartans have their first run of the game home in this top of the fourth inning. 2 outs. Goad gets a swing and a miss there from Cardwell, and the count's now 1-2. And Goad does the job there, gets the strikeout, a foul tip. It's held in by Caven Hinton, and that will do it in the top of the fourth inning. The Spartans get on the board with the run after 3.5 innings. The Warren East Raiders lead the South Warren Spartans 3-1. We'll be right back. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
We're back at Warren East High School. Fourth inning is underway. Bottom of the fourth, Brendan Bratcher at bat, and he has a 1-1 count. The Raiders of Warren East are leading the Spartans of South Warren 3-1. I mentioned these two teams will face each other again in the very near future, and I'll double-check that schedule. Yeah. They'll face each other. We'll double-check this. I'll get their schedule. April 11th is... That game is at Warren East again, I believe, on April 11th. They're both at South Warren. Okay. Okay. I see one game on here. I'm talking with Tarsha Martin. April 11th. That game is at South Warren. The schedule here says that it's at Warren East, but I trust Tarsha Martin. Yep. Mm-hmm. When's the other game, Tarsha, besides April 11th? Well, again, when you go with an online schedule or a player's parent, you go with the player's parent. They know what they're talking about. Count to Brendan Bratcher is 2-2. He's the starting shortstop tonight, and good pitch there by Mikey Cordini. Gets Bratcher for the first out of the inning. Find that out. May the 13th is the third time they face. That's some unusual scheduling to have three games spread out that far. March 28th, April 11th, and May 13th. And the throw gets away. Shortstop threw it past the first baseman, and Braylon Lee goes into second. That'll be an error. And the Raiders have a runner on second with one out. Wow. March 28th tonight, April 11th, and May 13th. Wow. And just to confirm, the other two games are at South Warren. Okay, May 13th. Wow. Okay. Once again, Chris Edwards doing a great job on the public address system. That's going to be caught. Ethan Reynolds. Colton Edwards' first pitch swinging. And Edwards handled. I'm not making light of this at all. I got all the respect in the world. You know, we sit in the press box with most of the people who volunteer to run the scoreboard and do the public address announcing. Their sons or daughters are playing, and you love watching your kids play. It's also a very emotional experience as the wild pitch lets Braylon Lee get to third base. So we'll confirm that again. There's two more meetings between these teams, and they're both at South Warren. April 11th, the Raiders will travel to the Spartans Baseball Diamond. I believe that's on a Tuesday. And then May 13th, the same two teams will meet again at South Warren. I've got to double check it. I'll be honest, I don't know what day of the week May 13th is on. That one's fouled back by the Warren East batter, who is Chase Carver. I'll have to double check this, but one of Warren East's best girls basketball players, Sam Carver, are they related? Brother and sister? And that's on a Saturday, May 13th. Tarsha Martin confirmed. Appreciate that. So, Chase Carver draws the walk. First and third for the Raiders, 2 outs, and Trey Price, who's been on base twice tonight. He's got a chance to stretch this Raiders lead out again. As good of a hitter as Price is, I'll be surprised if the Raiders have their runner at first going. You want to give Price a chance to hit. First pitch is a ball, and Eli Capps goes out to talk to Mikey Cordini. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1. Warren East leading South Warren. Raiders have runners on first and third. With 2 outs, Trey Price at the plate. He's the junior center fielder for Coach Sanford. He got a good rip at that one. Swung right through it. It's 1-1. Cordini came on in relief last inning. He's a left-handed sophomore. That one's low and inside. It's 2-1. If Price would reach base, Maddox Torrance would be up again. Price grounds one to second. They are going to throw or run over to second for the force play, and that's how the bottom of the fourth ends. Nice play there by Andrew Milam to end the bottom of the fourth inning. So no runs for the Raiders in that inning. After 4, Warren East is leading South Warren 3-1. You are watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible. With doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
To say the least, it has cooled off out there.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. We have a fly ball out to right field to start the top of the 5th inning, a game in which the Raiders lead the Spartans of South Warren 3-1. And now batting for South Warren is Dalton Sisson. As Tanner Goad continues his stint on the mound, beginning his 5th inning of work. He's had a good game. The run he gave up came courtesy of a 2-base error and a ground out. Two and 0 count now on Sisson. And the Count is now 2-1. That one's way outside. It's now 3-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Warren East is leading South Warren 3-1. And Sisson draws a 1-out walk, and that'll bring Ethan Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds is a sophomore. Wears number 12. And Coach Gage, Chris Gage, is coming down, and he's going to have a pinch runner come in. That is Bradley Lewis. So we're ready to resume play here. Goat, of course, pitching from the stretch. Ooh, Reynolds had a good swing on that one. But he couldn't connect, and he's down in the count 0-1. Goat has done a very nice job on the mound for Coach Sanford and Coach Flippin tonight. Allowed just 3 hits and 1 run. He's in line to be the winning pitcher. But we have a long ways to go. Spartans still have 8 outs left. It's a strike, and Goad has Reynolds in the hole 1-2. No surprise about Ethan and his older sister Emily. If you know his parents, Jason and Kelly, both Emily and Ethan carry themselves in a first-class way. Good student athletes, tremendous young people, and both play the game the right way. Reynolds trying to put the ball in play. He's in the hole 1-2. And that one's popped up. It looks like it's going to go out of play. That's the case. Caven Hinton made a run for it. Hinton came on at catcher for Wyatt Nesbitt. Bradley Lewis is on first base. He's a pinch runner. 1 out. Reynolds grounds one to third. That's a bad hop right there, and it goes into left field. Micah Ford, can't blame him for that. That took a bad hop and bounced into left field, and Spartans have a threat going. So that brings up the Spartans catcher, Eli Capps. Spartans had the tying runs on base, and if Capps was able to connect and send one over the fence, that would give South Warren the lead. Warren East has bullpen activity going on. Can't quite see who is down there warming up. I thought it might be Drake Young. It is Drake Young. He's normally the Raiders' starting third baseman. But Warren East has used a lot of pitchers the past few games. And, hey, Drake Young's the kind of a guy, put me in, coach. I'll do whatever it is to help the team. Of course, Drake's sister, Emma Young, was a really good softball player for head coach Philip McKinney and the Lady Raiders. Cousin. I got mixed up because Philip Young loves to talk about his grandson and his granddaughter, and I assumed they were brother and sister. But Emma Young, Drake's cousin, was a terrific softball player. It's great to see Philip. It's great to see the grandfather out here. He knows his sports, too. Him and his family have a strong connection to Warren East. Good pitch there by Goad. Good curveball. And it's a count of 1-2. Tanner Bishop is in the on-deck circle for the Spartans. Go. That pitch is low, and it's 2-2. This has been a very entertaining game. At the same time, it's also not been the fastest moving. Been about an hour and 40 minutes into this game. Top of the fifth, but it's competitive, hard-nosed. Both teams playing hard. And, hey, if it's that way, who cares how long it is? And the count is now full. Be interesting what Coach Gage does with the base runners now on a full count with one out. And we have a stoppage in play here briefly as Caps asks for time. That one is low and good at bat by Caps, and the bases are loaded. And I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Sanford and Coach Flippin make a pitching change. Yep, I think Coach Flippin's about ready to head out to the mound. We have a pinch runner coming in. I believe that's Thomas Lambert. And here comes Coach Flippin. And I've known Coach Flippin long enough. When he takes the leisurely stroll out there, he's going to make a pitching change. He wants to give Drake Young as many warm-ups as possible. He stopped warming up, and he's going to come into the game. Tanner Goads had a good outing. Lots of credit to him. Now Drake Young will come in and try to help his teammate out, get out of a jam. So we'll take a timeout during this pitching change. You're watching Warren East and South Warren Baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain.
Okay.
Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. Bases loaded, 1 out. Drake Young is now on the mound for the Raiders, and he will be facing Tucker Bishop, I should say, Tucker Bishop. I called him Tanner a couple of times. I apologize about that. And a good first pitch by Young gets Tucker Bishop to swing and miss. Spartans have the bases loaded, 1 out. And just 1 out. So Tucker Bishop has a golden opportunity facing Drake Young. That one's a little bit outside. Obviously, Young would love to get a strikeout here. As we mentioned a couple of moments ago, Young is normally the Raiders' starting third baseman. Thrilled that this young man will get a chance to play college baseball next season. He had his letter of intent signing ceremony earlier this season. That's a good pitch, and it's 1-2. So it's 1-2, 1 out. Warren East leading South Warren 3-1. Tucker Bishop at bat for the Spartans, facing Drake Young on the mound for the Raiders. Wow, what a pitch by Drake Young. That was an off-speed pitch, and Tucker Bishop couldn't do anything about it, couldn't pull the trigger. 2 outs. That was a big strikeout by Drake Young. So it's up to Keegan Milby. 2 outs and the bases loaded. Drake Young has grown up around athletics his entire life. He's not afraid of the spotlight. And one thing you like, he's just throwing it right now. Gets that first pitch strike to Milby. That first pitch is so important. You get a strike, it just changes the at-bat immediately. In the pitcher's way, in a big way. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Raiders leading the Spartans 3-1. Top of the 5th. That one, wow. What a great grab by Carver, but he can't do anything with it. And that's an infield hit by Keegan Milby, and it's 3-2. Carver did a great job diving to glove it, but he would not have thrown out Milby. And it was a good play because I believe that's Ethan Reynolds on third base. And if he had thrown it over to first, Reynolds might have run in to score and tie this game. So by not throwing it, Carver made a smart play. That pitch is outside. Nice job by Milby. He was in the hole and hit a good pitch by Young. Now it's Ty Krogan with the bases loaded. He gets this to the outfield, and the Spartans will take the lead. Tanner Go did a nice job in his starting pitching effort for the Raiders. He left with the lead. Young is trying to preserve the lead. It's 3-2 Warren East. Good pitch by Young. It's 1-2. It's been a good ball game. And we're far from over. Good pitch by Drake Young, and that'll do it. Nice job in relief by Drake Young. Spartans get a run, but most important for the Raiders, they still have the lead, 3-2 after 4.5. You're watching Raiders and Spartan softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
Yeah.
This is a Mingy moment.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
All right, we're about ready to start the bottom of the fifth inning, and Maddox Torrance will be the leadoff hitter for the Raiders as Warren East leads South Warren 3-2 at the Raiders ballpark tonight. And Torrance takes a strike from Mikey Cordini, who has come in relief and done a very nice job. And speaking of a nice job in relief, Drake Young came in and a bases loaded, one-out jam. He did allow one run, but most important, the inning ended with Warren East still with the lead. So Tanner Goad is the pitcher of record for Warren East. And there's a strikeout, nicely done by Cordini. So that will now bring up Caven Hinton. Steve and I, our next live stream will be Thursday. We'll be back at South Warren for the Lady Spartans home softball game against the Lady Panthers of Russellville. First pitch to Hinton is a ball by Cordini. I'm trying to remember Micah Ford on Warren East. Is he any relation to Nolan Ford? Brother. Of course, Nolan Ford is a former Warren East baseball player and a good one at that. And that's right, he played football as well. There's a swing and a grounder to shortstop by Hinton. Throw over. Nicely done. We have 2 outs. Nice player there by Camden Page. He's an 8th grader. He came in for Griffin Rardon, who left after he tweaked his right knee running back into first base after a pickoff attempt. So 2 outs and Micah Ford at the dish. He wears number 6. If I recall, Nolan Ford was a catcher, wasn't he? Yep. Yep. Tarsha Martin, Trey Price's mom, was saying that Nolan Ford played catcher due to an injury to Wyatt Nesbitt, and I tell you what, those good catchers in high school baseball, they're worth their weight in gold. You can't have enough of them, and there aren't enough. It is such a hard position to play. That ball is down the right field line. It's going to go foul, drop in there. I've always disagreed with the nickname that they give the catchers. They're called the tools of ignorance. More accurately, they're one of the smartest players on the team, more than likely. They're just very smart, and boy, they take a beating. You got to be tough. Good pitch there by Mikey Cordini. Good inning. 3 up, 3 down. After 5, Warren East leading South Warren 3-2. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible. with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. We're about ready to start the top of the sixth inning. In fact, it's underway. First pitch by Drake Young, who came on in relief of Tanner Goad, is a called strike to Andrew Milam. Raiders are leading the Spartans. It's a tightly contested game, 3-2. There's a strike, and Young quickly is up on the count against Milam, 0-2. Warren East has led the entire game. They scored their first run in the bottom of the first. They added 2 in the bottom of the second. South Warren has scored solo runs in the fourth and fifth innings. They could have had more in the top of the fifth. They had the bases loaded and 1 out. Drake Young came on. He did allow an infield single, but he got a couple of strikeouts and allowed just 1 run. And if he's able to close it out, Tanner Goad will get the win for Coach Sanford and Coach Flippin. Meanwhile, the count on Milam is 0-2. There's a good pitch right there, called third strike on the outside corner, and that's your first out of the inning. Friday, we're hoping to get our first look at Warren Central softball as they host Caverna. It's a 5:30 start, and although I'm no meteorologist, everyone's telling me there's a real good chance of rain on Friday. So that might be one of those stay tuned situations. Steve and I will not have a game tomorrow. I think Steve might revisit trying to get that deep dish pepperoni pizza from Brandon Combs. Thursday we'll be at South Warren for the Lady Spartans softball game against Russellville. And then we'll be off for a week due to spring break. It's a 3-0 count now to Jacob Gilbreth. His first at bat of the game. There's a strike. He's a left-handed hitting senior. Excuse me. and he draws the walk. And the Spartans have a runner on, the tying run, with 1 out. And Camden Page comes to the plate. Young's first pitch is a strike. At this point in the game, in a 1-run margin, you definitely have to keep an eye on Jacob Gilbreth at first base trying to steal second, especially with the Raiders having their backup catcher in the game. That one is low and tough one for Hinton to handle. It was in the dirt, and down to second goes Gilbreth, so he took advantage of the ball bouncing in the dirt. Hinton did a good job keeping it in front of him. It just went off to the side, but Gilbreth alertly scooted down to second, and he is in scoring position with 1 out. Camden Page will try to drive him home and tie this game. That one's low and outside. It's 2-1. Hinton goes out to have a brief chat with Drake Young. Hinton is a sophomore. Young is a senior. 3-2. Warren East leading South Warren. Top of the sixth. Spartans with the tying run on second. Go-ahead runner at the plate. That one, a little bit outside. It's 3-1. Raiders entered tonight's game with a season record of 3-2. Spartans started the evening with a season mark of 6-1. Young needs to throw a strike here. Pickoff play at second. Gilbreth back in safely, easily. There's a big gap between first and second, and that one's fouled back for Page. The reason is that Warren East second baseman, Colton Edwards, is sticking close to second because of the base running presence of Gilbreth. And, of course, at first base, the first baseman is playing close to the line not to allow any extra base hits. That one is hammered, but way foul. We'll try it again, full count. It's been a good ball game tonight. The biggest difference in runs so far has been 3. Right now it's 1. Warren East has the upper hand. What a pitch by Drake Young. Called third strike on the full count. Page do it. And there's 2 outs. That's the thing with baseball. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to an opponent. And Drake Young made a terrific pitch on 3-2. So that brings up Dalton Sisson with Gilbreth at second and 2 outs. That one's a strike on the outside corner. Gilbreth gets a pretty good lead off second base. That ball pitch is low and into third. Trying to get third is Gilbreth, and he gets there safely. That's a big play because now any kind of a wild pitch or pass ball will tie the game. It's a 1-1 count. Gilbreth at third. And that one hits him. Curveball that didn't break. And Dalton Sisson heads down to first base after being hit by a pitch. Obviously no intention by Drake Young there to hit him. He was trying to get him out. It was a curveball that just didn't break. Sisson had hit him right in the safest area. It was close to the rear end, and he went down to first base. And now the go-ahead runner is on first for the Spartans, and the very dangerous Ethan Reynolds is at the plate. Boy, this is a matchup you'll love to see. Drake Young versus Ethan Reynolds. Young starts him off with a strike. Again, that's so big if a pitcher gets that strike on the first pitch. The odds of him getting the batter out tilt enormously in the pitcher's favor. First and third, 2 outs. Warren East leading South Warren 3-2, and Reynolds hammers that down the left field line, but it's foul. It was fouled by quite a few feet. And they'll try it again. It's 0-2. Reynolds got a good swing on it, but it was probably a good 15 feet foul. Young throws that one outside. It's 1-2. Couple of smart baseball players facing each other here, and Drake Young and Ethan Reynolds. Reynolds, the line drive. What a catch. Wow. Colton Edwards with a sensational diving catch at second base. And you know what? You could hear a proud papa right there. He has every right to be thrilled and screaming. Chris Edwards, very proud of his son, Colton Edwards. I love that. I absolutely love that. I love that. No, Chris Edwards is apologizing, and he shouldn't. Hey, you're a proud father. Every right. That's as good of a catch as I've seen this year. And I was going to say we're still here. Did that glance off Drake Young's chest? Yeah. Yep. Wow. We'll keep it right here as we go into the bottom of the sixth. Ethan Reynolds scalded that. And Colton Edwards going to his right. I mean, he didn't catch that far off the ground. And because of it, Warren East has the lead. 3-2 after 5.5 heading to the bottom of the sixth. I love that enthusiasm. I mean, again, you're a parent. You have a right to be that. Steve, you've been through that. Yep. Yeah. You could obviously hear Chris's excitement. Bless his heart, he comes back in and apologizes, and he doesn't have to apologize. That's as good of a play as I've seen in this early part of the baseball-softball season. I'm not just saying that because Colton's dad is sitting here. Chris, that's a fist bump, man. That's great. Yeah. Yep. All right, Mikey Cordini comes in for another inning of relief work, and this young man for South Warren has done a great job in relief, the sophomore.
Now batting for the Raiders, your left fielder, number 2, Caden Merle.
I don't know about you. I noticed a little more pep and vigor in Chris Edwards' voice on that public address announcement. Every right. Boy, Warren East would love to get some insurance runs after that. Caden Merle, Steve Sanders and I were talking about how much we enjoyed watching him as a basketball player. He's a nice young man as well. And plays left field for Coach Sanford tonight, wears number 2. First 2 pitches to him are balls. We're in the bottom of the sixth. 3-2 Warren East. South Warren nearly tied the game, but didn't happen thanks to as good of a catch as you'll see by Raiders second baseman Colton Edwards. And Steve Sanders brought up a great point. Not only was it a great diving catch, he was screened by Drake Young. The ball, I thought, might have hit Drake Young or glanced off him. And Ethan Reynolds scalded that. So a good start in the inning for the Raiders as Caden Merle draws the walk. And that's the thing you knew when Young came into the game, that he was going to stay in the game as a hitter. And this meeting right here is Mikey Cordini. They might have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, or, yep, that's the case. So we'll fill you in on that. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Warren East and South Warren Baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
Girls like you aren't
yes,
runners,
absolutely.
they said.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
We're back at Warren East High School. Caden Merle is now on second base. He just stole second. Drake Young is at the plate. The new pitcher for South Warren is Andrew Milam. Young is squaring around to bunt, and it's inside, and it's now 2-0. Young is a capable bunter, and it would make sense to try to lay down the sacrifice here and get Merle to third, get that insurance run. That bunt is fouled back, so it's 2-1. Braylon Lee is on base. Young is normally the Raiders' starting third baseman, but this is his first at bat because he came in to pitch in relief for Tanner Goad, who, if Warren East holds on, he will be the winning pitcher. Young with a slightly open stance. That one's high, and it's 3-1. Stolen base. He drew a walk to start the inning. Young rips one. That's a base hit. Young is on first, so the Raiders are in business here. And Braylon Lee is the hitter. And you would expect that Drake Young will be in motion here to either try to get the double steal or to try to steal second to get out of the double play. So Braylon Lee is the hitter. Wes Sanford looks like he wants the umpire's attention. Aiden Barrick, Aiden Barrick is the pinch runner for Drake Young. So Drake Young can still come back and pitch in the game. But that's Aiden Barrick. Where's number 3? He's a junior. As Braylon Lee takes a ball. Colton Edwards is on deck. Wouldn't it be fitting that he would get to bat in this inning? And looks like he will after that tremendous catch to end the bottom or the top of the 6th inning. Caden Merle is on third. Aiden Barrick is on first. He's pinch running for Drake Young. Braylon Lee is at the plate. Count is 1-0. And there goes Aiden Barrick. The throw, nope. They cut it off, hoping to get Merle off third, and Merle stayed at third, and it's now second and third, nobody out. Everyone knew that the Raiders would try to steal a base at some point. And big thing is, they can't get the double play now unless it comes in a strange way. The count's 1-1 on Braylon Lee. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. Warren East leading 3-2, bottom of the 6th. And that pitch is a little bit low. It's 2-1 to Lee. He's one of the Raiders' seniors. This is a veteran club, the experienced team that Coach Sanford has, coming off an outstanding 2022 campaign in which they won the 14th district and advanced to the championship game in the 4th region before Russell County was able to defeat the Raiders in that championship game. It's 3-1 now to Braylon Lee. And Andrew Milam, who's on in relief of Mikey Cordini, question is, do you go ahead and put him on and put yourself in position to get a double play again? Nope. And Lee swings, and it's 3-2. He's pitching to him because the young man in the on-deck circle, Colton Edwards, is a left-handed hitter. That pitch is outside, and Lee has a good at-bat, and the bases are loaded, and here comes Colton Edwards. As we mentioned, Colton Edwards to end the top of the sixth. He made a diving catch at second, going to his right. It's as good of a catch as you'll see all season, and it's the reason that the Raiders still have the lead. And he rips one to right. That's going to carry. That goes over the right fielder's head. That's going to score at least one. It's going to score two. And it is a double for Colton Edwards. And the Raiders lead 5-2. How about Colton Edwards? How about Colton Edwards? Sensational catch in the top of the sixth. And a deep double over the right fielder's head that went all the way to the right field fence. There's still nobody out, and the Raiders lead 5-2. I'm going to give some advice to his dad, Chris Edwards. Just tell Colton Edwards that every inning is the sixth inning. And that's a wild pitch, and here comes another run as Braylon Lee scores, and it's 6-2. Because the sixth inning belongs to Colton Edwards. There's some kind of joking going on in the press box I don't have privy to. So at the plate is Chase Carver. I'll tell you, Colton Edwards makes one more great play. I'm worried that his dad might not survive. We're laughing with you, Chris Edwards, not at you. We're laughing with you. And I mean it, though. Yeah. So, 6-2. Boy, the Raiders getting these insurance runs, it's big. And it's 3-1 now to Chase Carver. And don't underestimate the importance of Colton Edwards down at third base. You're able to get him home. That's another big run. And that's going to get him home. That goes down the line. Colton Edwards scores. It's 7-2 now. And that's an RBI single by Chase Carver. Okay. If Trey Price hits... Steve Sanders, get ready for your public address emergency duties here, the way it's going. Oh, it's a stolen base by Chase Carver. And you know, in all seriousness, as great of a play as that was to end the top of the sixth by Colton Edwards, that one play has shifted the momentum in the game completely. And the Raiders have capitalized on that. And it's now 7-2 in this inning. There's still nobody out. And Trey Price is at the plate with a 1-0 count. Chase Carver is on second again. Baseball has no clock. So, boy, the more runs you can get, the merrier. And right now, in this bottom of the sixth, the Raiders already have 4 of them. And the lead is now 7-2 as Price takes a strike. First time he's facing Milam in this game, so I'm sure Trey wanted to get a look at a couple of his pitches. We'll see what Trey does now. Trey's been on base a couple of times in this game. That one just misses, and going over to third is Chase Carver. Alert base running by Chase Carver, and he's now on third with nobody out. And now South Warren is going to bring all of their infield in. They cannot afford to let another run score. And that's a big advantage for Trey Price. It's 2-2 to Trey Price now. Don't know if anyone's warming up in the South Warren bullpen. For Warren East, it's Drake Young's game to finish. That's a good pitch. And that's the first out of the inning. Maddox Torrance comes up. Good curveball there by Andrew Milam for the first out of the inning. Maddox Torrance will now try to get Chase Carver home. That one is a little bit high, that curveball. Caven Hinton is in the on-deck circle. He still has his catcher's gear on as far as the knee pads. I should say the shin guards. That pitch to Torrance is a strike. That one's fouled off by Torrance. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Warren East now leads 7-2 over South Warren. As we mentioned earlier, these two teams will face each other twice more. Unique scheduling. They actually play once in a different month. On April 11th, which is a Tuesday, the Raiders will play at South Warren, and then on Saturday, May 13th, the Raiders will play at South Warren again. So one game at Warren East and two at South Warren. That pitch, Torrance fouls off. Warren East has scored a run in the first, 2 in the second, 4 here in the sixth, and still batting. Torrance lines one to right. That's going to get down. That's going to score Carver. Torrance is rounding first, trying to get to second. He's going to get there with a double, and it's now 8-2 Raiders. That was a good at-bat by Maddox Torrance, and he got rewarded with the double. And Caven Hinton. He gets his shin guards off and gets ready to bat. And Hinton has an RBI opportunity as well here with Torrance on second. That one's fouled back. Now it looks like Warren East has some bullpen activity going on. Who's down in the bullpen? Trey. Trey Price is getting some warm-up throws in. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Warren East is leading 8-2. Still batting, just one out. Maddox Torrance at first and swinging a miss for a third strike. It was a foul tip, so they had to throw to first. So Dane Parsley will now be the batter for Warren East, and Steve and I certainly saw a lot of excitement that Parsley generated during the football season. He had as good of a season as a high school football quarterback has had in a long time. His numbers were staggering, in a big understatement. He's a right-handed hitter, his first at-bat of the night. And he gets a good rip, fouls it back. Maddox Torrance still on second base after that RBI double with 2 outs. That's a called strike on the off-speed pitch. We'll confirm this, but according to this schedule, and we'll get confirmation from Tarsha and Chris on this, they list Warren East's next game Thursday night at Muhlenberg County. Okay, that is confirmed. That is correct. So that's their next game. Then it looks like for spring break, the Raiders are going to go to Tampa and St. Pete, Florida. Well, that'll be a fun trip. That's a swing and a miss, and that's how the inning ends. But what an inning for the Raiders. They put up 5. Warren East now just 3 outs away from closing this out. After 6, Warren East leading South Warren 8-2. You're watching high school baseball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives, it's saving lifetimes.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to Warren East High School. Raiders have a new pitcher. Trey Price moves from center field to the pitcher's mound. Drake Young stays in the game at third base. I believe, is that Braylon Lee in center field? No.
Pitcher for the Raiders, number 10, Trayton Price.
Aiden Barrick stayed in the game after a pinch running appearance. He's in center. Braylon Lee is still at first. So those are your moves there. Eli Capps is the leadoff hitter for the Spartans here in the top of the 7th. And he pops one up into shallow right field. It's playable. And Colton Edwards with the catch. And Warren East 2 outs away from going to 4-2 on the season. Tucker Bishop comes up to the plate for South Warren. Spartans made things very interesting in the top of the 5th. They got within a run, had the tying run at third. Drake Young was able to get a key strikeout. And then in the top of the 6th, Colton Edwards at second base made a diving catch. As good of a play as you'll see all season. And it maintained a 1-run lead for the Raiders as the Spartans had a tying run on third base. And then that momentum carried over into the bottom of the 6th as the Raiders put up 5 runs. That is lifted to center field. It's playable for Aiden Barrick. He's under it. One thing that's very interesting, it was windier earlier in the game. Now, because of nighttime, you don't see the American flag as much, but it's calm now. The flag is limp. And but the temperatures are definitely cooler. And Spartans are down to their final out as Chris Gage is going to make a roster adjustment, a lineup adjustment, as Keegan Milby is at the plate. Trey Price, first two batters he faced, he gets them out. He closed out the game Monday night against Franklin Simpson, a game in which the Raiders won by a final of 9-4. First pitch is a ball. This game is right at the 2.5-hour mark. And there's a 2-0 count on Keegan Milby. Trey Price came on in relief of Drake Young. Drake Young stayed in the game at third. There's a strike by Trey Price. And replacing Price in center field is Aiden Barrick. Barrick came on in the bottom of the sixth as a pinch runner. That pitch is low, and it's 3-1. Wonder if Charles Lewis is here tonight. My guess is he is. That's a given. And there's ball four, and Milby draws a 2-out walk. Of course, Charles Lewis is in the Warren East Athletics Hall of Fame. He runs the scoreboard at both football and basketball games. As friendly of a guy as you'll ever talk to, and boy, he loves his Warren East Raiders and Lady Raiders. His father was a long-time bus driver for Warren County Public Schools, and a very, very good one. That one's low and outside, and Ty Krogan trying to keep the Spartans' hopes alive. South Warren still needs to get several more base runners to have a chance to tie this game. Price just needs one out, and the Raiders will move to 4-2. It'll be their fourth straight win. Pitch gets away from the catcher Hinton, and down to second goes Milby. And if this score holds to form, South Warren will be 6-2 after this game. In their next game on Thursday, they will travel to Davis County to take on the Panthers. Warren East next game, that one's tagged to right field, but it's in play, and that is a ball game. And Warren East closes it out with the fly ball out to right field, and that's a win for the Raiders as Warren East defeats South Warren by a final of 8-2 to go to 4-2 on the season. South Warren 6-2 on the season. The Spartans next game Thursday at Davis County. The Raiders next game is Thursday at Muhlenberg County to take on the Mustangs. Coaches shake hands, and that'll do it. So a very entertaining night of baseball. And it results in a Raiders victory after a 5-run sixth inning. Raiders took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first, added 2 in the bottom of the second to take a 3-0 lead. South Warren cut it to 3-1 with a run in the fourth, cut it to 3-2 with a run in the top of the fifth, and then in the top of the sixth, it looked like South Warren was going to tie the game, but a sensational catch by Colton Edwards at second base thwarted that threat. And the Raiders put it away with 5 runs in the bottom of the sixth, and that's your final. 8-2 Warren East over South Warren. Been a fun night here. Our next game will be Thursday night at South Warren. Lady Spartans softball will host Russellville. For Steve Sanders, I'm Mike Clough. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And we'll be back at you Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. Take care, be safe, and thanks again. Good night.